So many handheld announcements today, and all of it is good. All of it is great. You guys are absolutely going to love it. Officially, Square Enix has announced that Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is now Steam Deck verified and released a couple of trailers to showcase this, which looks really damn good. I can't wait to check it out with you guys. And officially, Nintendo finally unveiled the long-awaited Nintendo Switch 2, which I'm actually surprised they went with that name. But given the amount of success that the Nintendo Switch in general has garnered from its sales alone over the years, the iconic platform is getting a sequel. And it's scheduled for a release this year in 2025. And more details will be officially revealed in April, which we also got to talk about in this video. And so many of you guys have been asking for Steam Deck verification of Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, and yes, you can finally get FF7 Rebirth right now for Steam and Steam Decks for $41 using our link down below. Shoutouts to Instant Gaming for hooking us up with the deals of a lifetime. Instant Gaming is a shop where you can purchase Steam codes and keys officially, as they are a licensed store and seller, and you can do this for any game, not just FF7 Rebirth, but any game using our link down below. $41 for Final Fantasy VII Rebirth standalone right now, and $51 for the digital deluxe edition. But the biggest bang for your buck is either the $55 Remake and Rebirth Twin Pack, that's 2 games for $55 and over 200 hours of content, or $72 for the deluxe version of that. Check out the link down below using our Steam keys to save you guys money compared to the actual Steam listings. On average, if you guys use our link down below, you're going to be saving between $7 to $17 on that link. Instead of paying $89 right now for the Twin Pack Deluxe with the Remake and Rebirth, you can actually get it for $72 linked below. And again, I want to reiterate, these are actual Steam keys that will be given to you that you can redeem within your Steam and download and play it there, guys. You're just getting it at a significantly discounted rate. So extremely wild enough, in addition to the Steam Deck verification from Valve officially that Final Fantasy VII Rebirth will be running on Steam Deck at launch, Square Enix is actually doing a giveaway, an interesting one at that, where they're going to be giving away a fluffy Steam Deck for you guys to enjoy your games on. More details on this will be revealed at a later date, but yeah, this is an actual thing. This is what it looks like. It's one of 3 specially crafted fluffy Chocobo Steam Decks. I wonder what the other ones are going to be. If they're just going to be yellow, will they have other colors as well? I kind of want to see what the blue one will look out. Shout out to Selena. I personally got hyperhidrosis myself, so I might stay away from this, but I'm very hyped for you guys if you get your hands on it. And this new Final Fantasy VII Rebirth trailer goes extremely hard at showcasing us the comparisons of the graphics that you can expect within the Rebirth launch on PC. And it answers a lot of questions that I had personally with the previous trailers, because it's specifically showcasing us on different hardware, long moments and sections of the game that you can walk through and have combat in. Seriously, the best part about this is you can actually see the differences in pop-in that we can actually control now. The Ultra 4K in 60 frames per second is looking pristine, of course, and the game can do 120 frames, but you can't really showcase that on YouTube, unfortunately. But while 120 frames per second is great, for me, it's never really been about how the frames look. I can tell the difference. It looks extremely great, but more so it's about the control and how the game feels. With that much headroom, the response timing on movement in general in any game gets a significant bump in quality in the way that it feels. On the minimum settings, you can visibly see way more pop-in, lower quality, and it's happening at a rapid rate in areas far away from cloud and even close up. This was a big thing on console that you could get used to over time, but I can't lie, it does take away from the scenery and enjoying that aspect of it in a lot of moments, because you'll be admiring something or looking at something in the distance in this huge world, and then boom, a rock comes out of nowhere, or a bush finally loads in, or some flowers appear out of nowhere, and a tree can get thicker. On the recommended settings, you can actually see the sharpness and foliage increase even further, and more details are visible. As Cloud walks closer, you can see more details than on the minimum settings, and ultimately this is slightly better than what we saw on the PlayStation 5. Now, for the Ultra settings, taking a deep look here, you can see almost all pop-in has been eliminated for this specific screen, which is really exciting to see, and I'm glad that they put an emphasis on this. At first, the rock behind the tree, I thought this was a pop-in, but it's actually shadows on the tree reflecting onto the rock, and it appears to be moving. Even in the combat moments, showcasing this part after with Tifa, if you look between the 3 images shown here, there are pop-ins on the minimum and the recommended, but on Ultra, there's seemingly none at the moment. Again, with Ultra, just seeing the detail on the lower half of Junon as Cloud walks closer to it, it blows my mind. I'm kind of mad that we didn't get to first experience the game in this way. And you can tell the DLSS is actually hard at work, man. The edges of the character models, the world details, the environment, it's all a lot more sharper and overall a cleaner image than what we first got. Now let's take a jump back to the demo footage of Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. You can actually see there's blocky pixelation around the characters, even in the training room, which has the least amount of strenuous assets to load, barely any solid textures in there, and the resolution continues to dip itself in order to maintain the frame rate, whichever you selected. I overall really like this trailer a lot because they listened to us from the last one, where we enjoyed what they showed us, but we wanted to see things like the pop-ins being directly addressed and seeing how different that'll be on PC. Now, seeing this, they have dedicated settings directly to address pop-ins. They purposely directed this trailer to actively show that off on the differences with pop-in on the screen. When this launches, I'm going to be going through all the graphical options so we can see just how accurate things can get. Based on our hardware listed on the bottom right of the trailer, things might get a little tough for some systems, but depending on if this is an actual setting to adjust, like say we can tweak the background detail or the load-ins to being ultra, then we can adjust other things within the game to be medium or high to get a fully optimal experience within it, reducing pop-ins, but also using DLSS to smooth out models and tweaking your resolution overall and frame rate to best fit your rig, and so you can experience this game in the best possible way. When Final Fantasy VII Remake launched on PC, we had a fun time tweaking the game, finding the best settings and mods, and I fully plan to do all that for Rebirth this time around. We're also finishing up advanced character guides too, so those will be dropping next week, starting of course with Tifa, Aerith, and Yuffie between Rebirth PC version and officially being Steam Deck verified. On top of that, one of the biggest announcements in the entire industry is the Nintendo Switch 2, which has finally been revealed, and it's probably going to be the biggest release this year next to Grand Theft Auto 6, if that does come this year. But of course, more details are going to officially follow in April, as the trailer said, which is less than 3 months away. This is huge for a lot of reasons. The Nintendo Switch is the ultimate game seller. It sells a lot of titles, and a lot of companies have found their sales to be lacking on PlayStation and Xbox. When they launch it onto Nintendo Switch, eventually they see a tremendous increase in numbers simply because the sheer amount of volume and sale potential is astronomical. There's a lot of Nintendo Switches sold in the world, way more than any other console since the PlayStation 2. So put that in perspective. When it comes to having your game on Nintendo's platform, it's a no-brainer at this point because with the Switch's success, you can expect the Switch 2 to follow exactly that up. Especially if the rumors are true and they're implementing a DLSS technology with the console, it's actually game over. For years, Nintendo's biggest issues came from the lacking hardware, always being one generation behind seemingly. Purposely done to save costs on console development and focus on making fun games. They finally have an opportunity here to catch a break because DLSS will allow them the extra headroom to further tweak their games to looking the best that they possibly can. Because on most titles, they have the performance department down packed, easy. It's just the hardware that's been limited across their many games, causing the most graphical intensive games to release on the Switch, but in a cloud-based format in order to emulate it on different hardware to simulate the experience on the Switch in the best possible quality that they can without sacrificing actual gameplay. Depending on the price point, I can totally see this costing around $350 on launch if all of that does come with it, but we will be getting more official details as the months go on and we finally get to April. And the reason why I'm talking about DLSS here is because in recent rumors and leaks, they kind of were pretty head-on with exactly what Nintendo showcased us in today's trailer. But the reason why I'm so excited about all this, of course, is Square Enix's recent realization that console exclusivity is something that they should not be partaking in, and instead want to be available on as many hardware on launch as possible. Which, going forward, they've stated that the release on PC is the most important thing for them, but now with the Switch 2's announcement, in a few months, who's to say that now that the game is Steam Deck verified and running Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, that the Nintendo Switch 2 could very well do the same thing, and we could eventually see the title releasing there too. Let's say the Switch 2 does get announced, everything, all the details and whatever are launched in April, and maybe we see a summer release for it. I could totally see Final Fantasy VII Rebirth eventually being a launch title with the Switch 2, which would be huge. But I don't expect that until maybe June or July to coincide with Square Enix's previous releases on those years. And again, man, with the Nintendo Switch 2, the more studios sell, they generate profits, the budgets can get bigger, and we overall get better products. It's a win-win for all of us within the gaming sphere. I want to hear what you guys think about all this. Comment down below. Is the Switch 2 a day one purchase for you? Are you going to be getting the Steam Deck ready for Final Fantasy VII Rebirth or your PC? And have you secured the best price for Final Fantasy VII Rebirth already using our Steam link down below? Let's get a discussion going. Be sure to like the video if you enjoyed and subscribe if you are new. More Final Fantasy videos are on the way and you don't want to miss them. My name is BltzZ and thanks for watching.